Hello everyone and welcome to Zeepkist Cup of the Day. For those of you who don't know how this works, we get 10 minutes to practice a map we have never seen before, after which there will be 2-minute elimination rounds of the slowest players to get eliminated. This week we have a map by joe-bgaming, and TM Style. Fairly unknown mappers. I've played, I think, a couple things from Joe in the past. Not enough to really have any prediction on what this is going to be today. Okay, little jump there. It's a very dark map. Fairly simple. Couple small jumps. Fairly long, also. Is the finish over here? I thought I saw a finish. Oh, that's a risky. It's actually right above the start. Okay, so the blind risky finish and the normal finish. Okay. So, yeah, 49.3 author time. So on the longer end for Cup of the Day maps, but it is pretty slow and pretty simple, so I don't think there's going to be too much resetting. We'll see when we actually get to the point of optimizing. Yeah, round, I was just looking at that, also trying to possibly sneak between two of the support beams. I'm not sure you want to do that though, because you go wide and get more banking. But jumping there is not good. Let's just reset, because that's going to be slow speed. Zoom in the first into the 49, St. Nicholas the second. Yeah, I think you want to use that banked piece on the far outside to kind of turn you anyway. Probably just big speed conservation map. I don't think there's any boosters. Probably want to low jump that as much as possible. Higher you jump, the harder you land, and the more speed you would lose. Yeah, definitely want to do something different there. There is a booster there. Not sure if that's a max 180 booster. If it is, well, I don't know. Can see just enough of that finished. Okay. Can see just enough of it to probably aim well, so it shouldn't be too risky. Yeah, Noxa2 did the cut between the support pieces, but I don't think that's going to be faster. I would have to guess that the first 90% of this map is speed conservation. Especially since it's not a slow speed map. Maybe just because there's such long stints with little inputs that the speed differences matter so much. Definitely want to be lower there. I did a slightly better job that time. That might just be a 180 speed booster. If it is, that's probably speed resetting. So you would always have 180 there no matter what. Oh, that's annoying. Okay, the risk is further than it looks. If you can land nice and early there, you should get some more speed. Lindsay goes up a little bit later. I feel like my way does more speed if I don't jump like an idiot there. Kind of go out wide there. The key is to turn as little as possible, because the more you turn, the more speed you would lose. Quick Racer just kind of flying past me though. Quick Racer does a good job getting low early also. I think any extra time you spend very high on that wall ride is just unnecessary time loss, since you're moving so slow. Yeah, and then nice and low. Hit 181, but I don't know if that was from booster or... I don't know why I hit 181 there. I need to have an actual, like, good run where I'm very fast through there and see if the speed changes that much. Zoman 48.3. Quick Racer does cut through there. Is that really faster? I feel like it would lose speed. It does reset. Yeah, definitely come down nice and early there. Just pick up the speed much earlier the faster you can come down. It's that time split, that half second up, that I think is really affected by that line. I think that's 180 speed, and it might be a little bit of RNG also on that booster since I took the 181. So I think that is speed resetting. So you will always have the same speed for the end of this track, roughly, with some booster RNG. So that slightly lessens the importance of speed conservation. So the read here might also be on the way up. You don't want to go up too early either, for the same reasons. It's just so slow. Like, I feel like your speed coming out of that that big quarter pipe turnaround should be a little bit better if you do the line I'm doing, but you might just waste so much time because of the fact that you go so high. Oops, too early. So 49.5s I can do. What is Zoman doing? I'm seeing a lot more people trying this cut. It's a little more effort at the start of the track, but maybe it's faster? Nice angle to drop into. Oh, it is faster. Look at that. It's a little bit more of a direct line for the first corner, which helps the speed split out, or not the speed, it helps the time split out a lot. And then I think it just sets you up really well for that little sequence of drop downs right at the beginning. That does help your speed split, even though it seems to me like you would be down speed. I think the setup for the next section is just so good there. Okay, and you can jump pretty low there. I don't really know if you want to, because the finish plane is at an angle. Zoman is doing this. Let's look at Zoman actually, because he is just so much faster than me. Quick Racer actually with the fastest time right now. Quick Racer, Lindsay, Zoman, Sandals, K2 Blue. Very stacked lobby we have today. Zoman just kind of a little wide. A little lazy coming down the wall ride. Very low jump there. I do keep seeing this. It's not iterable. What about this ending? Anything with this tube? Because I feel like I pretty much AFK through the tube, which I imagine keeps the most speed. Zoman brings it in a little bit towards the end. Ooh, very aggressive jump on the left, and yeah, hits the bottom left corner of the risky finish. Yeah, I like that start line. That's better than what I was doing, I think. Oop, that's not though. Wow, and we're at the end of the warm-up round already? That's not good. I'm only 23rd fastest. That is a little bit of a tricky turn to make, especially on the wood bark surface also, since wood has slightly less traction than all the other tarmac type pieces. So it is a bit easier to skid out on that first corner on the wood. Does make doing that mini cut quite a bit more difficult than it appears. But it is literally the first thing on the map. And on a long map like this, that's probably the only thing worth actually resetting for in a 2-minute round. should be a small improvement right at the end. 10th place. Not amazing, but 11th place now. K2 Blue, Quick Racer, Lindsay, the top 3. Going into elimination rounds. 55 players in the lobby, a little bit bigger than usual today. Nice, I liked that start. It's just such a nice line through that little sequence of drop downs. It feels so much better than the wide first turn. You just don't get that same setup. I'm going very right here, but maybe this works out. I feel like there wasn't any advantage to going to the right side of the road, though. Ooh, that was risky. Always nice to add a little bit of unnecessary suspense in the first round. Yeah, this beginning is gonna be, it's gonna be crucial that you can do this twice in 3 attempts, that little cut at the beginning, because that is all you get in 2 minutes. Going right side again. Did not mean to do that, but it's not worth doing a whole bunch of extra turning to straighten that out. My one, like, sort of complaint, I think one of my bigger complaints about this track is it's just sort of uninteractive for a lot of it. I feel like there's a lot of time when I'm just not doing much anything. I did see Zamone DNF'd. That is not Zoman. Don't be fooled by the very similar looking name. That is Zamone. Trying to impersonate Zoman, and I will say doing an excellent job at it. Oh, Meryl's been called out by the cup mod. Did not set up properly at the start. Might just take this run because of the fact that I want to get 2 full runs, and I'm somehow only down 1 speed despite fully crashing at the beginning. I'm curious what this last checkpoint's gonna read with that line I just did. Bad. I'm wondering, since that is a booster that's gonna put you to full speed every time, if there is a way to manipulate it a tiny bit. Because you can do things like point your car in the direction that you're gonna go, so that way you have the 180 speed while facing the direction you want to go, instead of having 180 speed and then having to turn and losing some of that speed. I magically found speed at the beginning somehow. Not sure why. I come to the left here and at least point a little bit to the right, like that. That was almost perfect. Did not even have to steer coming into the tube. And that should be a personal best. Not the cleanest risky, but a 48.4. Does just seem like people are faster than me this week. Definitely very different from last week, where I was having a very good time. This week, not so much. K2 Blue having an excellent time, though. And we do have 3 DNFs in the second round. I think that was a 51 from kill. So, pretty close times, which I guess is not too surprising. It's not like there's a whole lot of places that people can be varying their times too much. Probably why I'm in 9th place on what feels like good runs to me, because I think everyone's just having very similar times here. It's going to be one of those cups where elimination times are going to be real tight. Watch that bottom 5 on the leaderboard, because I think it's going to be close. This run's not great, but same as last round, I just want to get a time, and then I'll try for a better second run. Or maybe I should just try to watch K2 Blue or something. Yeah, because this isn't going to get knocked out. 48-8. Should be fine. Alright, K2 Blue just starting a run. Does the little cut. Very right side here. So a little bit of right hand steering, kind of surprising, but it is a very direct line, and it stays very low also, so you don't lose all that time by just spending a bunch of time very high on the wall going slowly. They had an underwhelming first run as well. I thought for a moment that this might be their only run. So the beginning part of the map, that first quarter pipe turnaround, that was different. Pandemic barely made it in at the end. 4 DNFs again. A little surprised by the DNFs, although I'm guessing it's probably just the risky finish. It's a pretty long map too. If you make a mistake at the end, it costs you a lot. So K2 Blue is very right side entry. It does feel very slow when you're at the high end of these wall rides, so... Oh! So spending as little time as possible very high up probably saves you quite a lot of time, even if it is at the cost of 1 kph. It's like even this line, I was down speed, but I was up a fair bit of time. I don't know if that pays off or not. Down a tiny bit of speed. Stay left side. You really want to just do this jump as low as possible, because it seems like you don't really need any lift there at all. Oh, I suck at this. I'm actually going to be safe and not even do the cut at the beginning. It's only 1500ths difference anyway. It is imperative that I hit this risky finish also. Hydro nearly did the Zoman special. It still remains to be seen if I do. Yeah, pretty safe, but... Quick Racer in the 47s. First person into the 47s. Beans in second place also. I mean, the times are going to be very close. Anybody who's decently fast at this game might have a chance, even against as many previous Cup of the Day winners as we have in this lobby. Beans, someone who has not won Cup of the Day. I'm not even sure if they've gotten podium in Cup of the Day. They don't play a whole ton. Okay, this is fun. All this for like 1/10 of a second. Oh, and then I'm down speed here. Awesome. Keeping that -2 speed, but the time split is good with this the hydro line that I'm doing now. Minus almost 3 speed. And this doesn't have to be a great time. Speed does get reset here as well. Hydro in the 47s now, K2. Should I follow somebody's run again? Zoman very left side. Quick Racer actually goes right side, up in front there. More or less the same thing. Most people pulling it in a little bit while somebody's spectating right in my face there. One DNF from Princip already. Zodiac last second. So for the most part, people have stopped DNFing. 50-second times getting eliminated. So this is top 35 is only separated by 2 seconds. And that's with a really good run from K2 Blue in the last round. So this track definitely producing some very close times, and it is kind of like I was saying, anybody is in it. Even though the top 4 in the previous round were previous Cup of the Day winners, you know, there is a chance, I think, for some upsets to happen with how close the times are. Very clearly, I am just not in it this week. This is not my track. Last week was a good one for me. This week is not. Hey, up the 3500s there is pretty nice. Very low jump, keeps 144 speed coming out of that. Not that the speed matters too much with the speed resetting booster. Still keeping that 3/10 though, so this will be a good run. This is actually, maybe I've like reverse caster cursed myself. I've caster blessed myself by talking about how bad I am at this track. Maybe enough time for another run, even with 2 crashes at the start. There's something I want to try. And it's up here. Can I, knowing that this is a speed resetting booster, so I'm gonna have the same speed no matter what. Can I take this corner very, very tight and save time? It's kind of close, actually. Maybe if I did it less poorly, there might be a little bit of time gain there. And somehow up speed right at the end. Didn't quite make it to the finish. So if you do crash twice, do it very quickly. Couple DNFs this time. 49s, 49.5 being eliminated. I've been talking recently about how the top 20, top 25 are getting really close in times. And I think this this track layout is exacerbating that quite a bit, because it's just top 31 now, and it's only 1.5 seconds between first and last of the players remaining. It does make things a little bit scary when you're trying not to be last. Which is, you know, kind of the whole format of Cup of the Day. So like, stay nice and low here. It does just seem like I'm down a little bit whenever I do that. Very far to the right. Well, not too bad. That is a personal best. It was a good ending, I guess. I really feel like it was not because of the thing I did in the middle. Could be a little bit of booster RNG also, I was talking about early on. I do think I had the 181 coming off of the booster that time. That's why it's one of the reasons why it's generally advised to not have a booster put you at the maximum speed that the booster allows. So doing the usual line, going out a little bit wider, does give you a nice landing there. It's pretty comparable. Okay, did make it in. Zomin without a time, Pandamain without a time. Here comes both of them. Both of them get a time, and wow, it's gonna be less than a second between first place in the elimination zone. Everybody in the 48s. This is what I'm saying. Everyone's times are so close now, and some of it might be this map. I don't know if it's the simplicity of it. It doesn't really strike me as a map that's gonna create close times. Possibly just between the length and I think the line differences that you can have. But yeah, we are having extremely close times here. Sandals goes up a little bit earlier there, probably saves a tiny bit more speed. I am still down speed and uptime, even though I've set a new PB, and that's being compared to what I think is the same line I'm doing now. Okay, I think I do like the low line through that half pipe before the boosters. I'm down speed at the end, I think, because I just had a bad exit through the boosters. But I do think I have a new line that I like. Dude, that felt very nice also. I'm gonna go up high a little bit earlier here like Sandals was. Because I do think in theory that should give you more speed. I'm still down speed compared to my PB. And still up time. I'm not sure how. And then this corner here, this is the part where I think doing something like this, not going as high. It's worse for speed, but speed does not matter because it gets reset right there. And I had a nice exit to the booster that time. Good RNG also with the 81. Bring it in to the left a little bit and clean jump into the risky. Not quite a PB. Very, very close. Once again, it looks like sub 49s is the elimination zone. Here comes Beans last second. Alex even last or second. Whoa, a lot of people coming in last second. Lots of movement on the leaderboard right at the end there. All of a sudden drops down to a 48.7. Kyokan getting eliminated in 24th. That is like... Even as someone who just finished second place, it's so scary to think that, like, I could just finish 20th if I get a bad run right here. Kind of bad speed at the start, which is a little surprising. I apparently don't understand how splits work on this map. Doesn't really look like anybody else is doing the low line there. Seabed goes very high in the tube. It looks like just plainly loses out to everybody else. So there is, you do want to turn to the left a little bit before exiting that tube. Clearly that is faster. This time it's Zomin in the 47s. Whoops. Somebody different every time, breaking sub 48. Okay. Oh, this is gonna be really bad speed because I turned so hard to the right, kind of expecting to hit something. Wow, this is awful speed. Terrible. Oh, Goose is doing it. Goose hit a wall. Okay, terrible speed. Not even gonna bother. Yeah, you can see there too, Tommy Gaming was the lowest of these four coming out of that tube, and he did make some overtakes. And once again, the 48.7 is the cutoff. 7 thousandths between Tommy and Alex for that elimination zone. both of the active Twitch streamers eliminated in this round. Oh, that was Quick Racer also with the 0.9 at the end, taking first place. So it seems like Quick Racer, Zomin, and K2 Blue are the top three. Lindsay's been up there this whole time also. Not somebody we see a whole lot of in Cup of the Day, but definitely a very fast racer. Looks like she's kind of been right around third, fourth place this entire time, but might be somebody to keep an eye on. Round up there as well, the top five in the previous round are former Cup of the Day winners, multiple time Cup of the Day winners, all of them. Nice. If you could like not turn at all coming up into this tube, that feels really nice. Nice, 48-0. That felt like a clean run. Yeah, and all of a sudden I'm in it, I guess. Ow. I think a lot of people crashed. Suddenly a lot less people in front of me than there was before. Quick Racer does go up high a little bit earlier, so does K2 Blue now. Ooh, okay, can't believe I didn't crash there. Did lose some speed with that. Both of them still go high here also. It's very natural for the fastest players to go with the highest speed conservation line when, even in times when speed conservation is not the thing to do. Okay. Fun. What an interesting way to miss the finish. Oh, hey, K2 Blue is out. We saw them crash right in front of me there. I did not realize they did not have a time. So that is K2 Blue and Beans DNFing. And Void as well. Didi with the slow run, 49. Getting knocked out. Now we move into the round of 15, the rare 3 elimination round. So Hydro just playing it too risky than trying to get a good time. There are a couple of these walls, these like support beams, pillars, that are very risky, like this one. Most of them, actually, you just want to get as close to as possible. This is the one that he hit in the last round. This is a very clean run. This is a very bad ending. Great. That's probably not even safe. 48.8. I don't think that's been safe for a while, actually. It was in the last round only because of how many DNFs. Not the greatest start, but not the worst either. I'll take this. This should be fine. Kind of an awkward line I'm doing, but shouldn't really be any slower than... Yeah, that's 0.0.0. You could see how I gained on Pandamain a little bit doing that slightly different line. And I do need to not miss the risky this time. Which I will cut close, but I will make it. That's not even that great with the 0.3. Only a few spots between me and elimination. Tommy Gaming takes one of those. Here comes Round, needs a time at the last second. Not gonna do it. Round getting knocked out in 15th. GTR failed to submit. Interesting. Weak Knees and me and Round eliminated. Quick Racer Zomin, sub 48 again. Lindsay seems to be third place like all the time, no matter who else is around her at the top. Nice, very clean start. I liked that line. That actually, like, that felt clean too. much more direct line, a little bit less bouncy than I usually take it through those first couple hops. Nice low jump there as well. Keep it very inside. Only saw 180 that time, so maybe a little low on the booster RNG. Otherwise, a good run. A little bit to the left on the risky. Only 6th place, though. Sandals without a time at the moment. Ooh, just enough time. Sandals did get a time. It is faster than mine. And I will not be improving unless there's some crazy backwards strats. So Ping and Faranine need improvements. Got Tommy Gaming coming to the end in 10th place, also going to want an improvement. Tommy, no improvement. Ping, also no improvement. Whole bunch of players coming to the end. Zoman crashes. Here comes Faranine. Can he snipe? No, he does not. Faranine eliminated in 12th. Might be a personal best from them. Good performance there. Ping in 11th. Very consistently around that edge of the top 10 for him. Tommy Gaming as well. Pretty consistently in that area. Is that a new world record? It is a new world record if it got submitted to GTR, which it did not, I think, because GTR just completely had a meltdown in the last couple minutes. Cool. Really not liking this start anymore. Seems Sandals is not enjoying it very much either. A couple other people also crashing into it. I did clip the pillar with my right rear tire. Somehow I'm only down 0.3 speed, even though it like turned me to the right a little bit when I went through. Now I'm up speed. Okay. Don't know how that's working. Risky is hard to aim, but I have been getting it at least. That's all I can really say about that. GTR not having a fun time again. I turned a lot to make it into that little cut. Don't hit that. Okay. Yeah, and the speed is just not recovering, I guess. Top 8 advance from this round. Currently have 3 DNFs. Yeah, it looks like about 15 hundredths is the time gain from going tighter around that half pipe section. And it's just a slow run. Mew and Panda may need improvements. 38.3. Now it's 38.2 as Tommy Gaming gets knocked out. Mew with a good run to go 5th at the last second. Look at that, very close times. Tommy Gaming with the 0.25, only 0.2 away from being 3rd place in that round. Instead gets eliminated in 9th. And it looks like the more we race, the more it seems like it's Quick Racer versus Zoman at the top. Lindsay has been very consistently 3rd place. Slightly different lines between myself and Sandals. Did definitely lose time, I can tell. But I'm also only down like a 10th, but that also might just be me out with how close these times have been, as seen by what I just said about Tommy Gaming. 0.35, probably not safe. We'll see with 2 people getting eliminated this round. Sandals and Lindsay both with very good times at the 0.0. Okay, really thought I was crashing there. I might have turned too much to the left, though. No, apparently this is excellent. Not entirely sure why. I felt like I did some panic turn to the left when I thought I was going to hit that pillar at the start, and instead I'm just up a whole ton of speed. Pretty decent setup off of the booster. Is it enough? It'll be close. Almost personal best pace. That is 4th place. Personal best by 0.02 of a second. Zomin with a 0.6. That's got to be world record. Can't tell with GTR being all wonky right now, but 0.6 really feels like world record time, and it is Mew and Seabad getting eliminated. That leaves an actual Goose as the only non-Cup of the Day winner of this top 6. By the way, it was Zomin, a 3/10 gap behind Zomin, and I think about a 1/10 of a second separating the other 5. Quick Racer has shown some very fast times, though. Okay, just down 2 speed, I guess. Really not sure what I did on the last round to just have a whole ton of speed coming out of the beginning. But at this point, kind of just need a really good start. That felt good. It is good. Only 1 elimination this round, so that might make things easier, but you know, with how good this lobby is, it also might not be easy at all. Little bit wider than I usually like to take that. Oh, I am up in time. Had to counter steer a little bit to get into the tube cleanly. Nice low exit, good. Nice low risky, good. Also personal best by another 0.04. Consistently improving. Here comes an actual Goose. Does not have a time on the board. An actual Goose eliminated in 6th. So only previous Cup of the Day winners now the top 5. Zomin with 19, Quick Racer with 5, and I think there... Oh, Sandals with 3, the rest of us with 2. Is anyone driving? Okay, here comes Zomin and Lindsay. See if they can make improvements. Zomin with the 0.7 again seems pretty consistently fast here. Lindsay doing a little spin around into the finish. 3 people in the sub 48s now, and myself and Sandals 48.0. Very fast times, but at this point it's just it's good racers remaining. I'm shocked with myself that I've gotten this far based on how this started. Nice pillar. Only 2 of us have made it this far. Ooh, okay. Barely got away with that. That could have lost me some speed. Maybe it did, even, but... Still a decent run. I ran too high there because I was trying to be smooth with it. Still not bad. Ignore that speed split. That's fine. It's 180 no matter what. Time split is a little bit down, and I do kind of need this to be personal best pace. Again, though, with only 1 elimination this round, you know, you might just get lucky. Lindsay not leaving that to chance, though, with a 47.87. I think that's a personal best from her. Ouch. Quick Racer with the solid time as well. And me with the solid pillar, so I think that is it for me. It's really just going to come down to if Sandals beats me now. Well, yep, it's going to come down to if Sandals beats me. Sandals does not beat me. Found another one of the pillars. Oh no, found the first pillar again. So Sandals eliminated, gives me a little bit of a break there. The other 3 looking for improvements. Maybe show some lines. Wow. they go right. Sick flips Quick Racer. Zoman does still go left, and Zoman is the fastest, been pretty consistently faster than the rest of them in these last couple rounds. Oh, we're not going to quite get to see Zoman's time there. Yeah, the other three very fast, so looks like 4th place again. How many 4th place finishes do I have? Let me check real quick before the next round loads in. 15 4th place finishes. Let's make it 16. Clearly, especially with K2 Blues DNF, clearly these three have been the top 3 on this map today. Let's see. Maybe something lucky will happen. It's not going to be with the minus 2.4 though. Oi! Maybe I get a speed clip off of that and launch down the road. I think I turned too much, yeah. This is Reset Simulator. Quick Racer also playing the game. Okay, good start. 47s from the others. Even with a good start, I'm kind of just hoping Quick Racer DNFs because I don't really have that speed in me. Quick Racer did a 0.0 in the last round. Oh, this might be sub 48 pace. Shut up, GTR. I got 181 off of the booster. Green entry. Keep it nice and low coming out. That seems to be the fastest. Yeah, personal best pace, 47. Ahead of Lindsay even with that. Okay. Lindsay is on another run. Quick Racer can snipe as well. Ooh, Quick Racer does. Lindsay. No! Still 4th in spite of everything. I can't get away! Zoman improves to a 0.7. Man, that's rude, Quick Racer. It was, for a brief moment there, I guess it was 5 thousandths from Quick Racer to me and then 5 thousandths from me to Lindsay, but Lindsay had to break my heart and put me in 4th place yet again. Well, as I said though, these have been the top 3. Today, Zoman, again with his 19 Cup of the Day wins, looking to be the 3rd person to hit 20. Quick Racer, 5 Cup of the Day wins, Lindsay only with 2, although Lindsay doesn't play a whole lot of Cups, so very good records in the ones that she does play. Zoman is on his first run still, the other 2 did resets very early on. Both of them still go to the right, which is interesting. Very high jump from Lindsay. Lindsay does do my line there, so probably loses some time with the high jump, but gains some time back doing that line. Zoman the first into the finish. 47.9 is not safe, especially since Zoman's been doing these 0.6s, 0.7s lately. And as we see, well, Lindsay bonked the left side of the finish. But Quick Racer with a 0.92. Very, very close times, as we've been seeing all Cup long. And Quick Racer at the last second reset might just be able to snipe. No. Quick Racer will not be sniping, neither will Zoman, so it all comes down to Lindsay. Zoman also with a uncharacteristically slow run. So this does give a chance for the favorite to be knocked out. Lindsay has been putting in 0.8, seems to be getting faster towards the end of the Cup here. That was aggressive, but I guess you need to be at this stage. Only 180, I think, might have been a little bit low on the booster RNG, which is just unfortunate. Will she get the risky, though? Oh, Lindsay out with a 0.948. All 3 of these times, by the way, slower than what I set in the last... My time that got eliminated would have won this round. Instead, we have Quick Racer versus Zoman in the finals. Zoman kind of got away with that one. These guys only separated by 7/1000ths of a second in the previous round, but it has been Zoman pretty regularly faster. Can Zoman find that clean line in the finals? Does do slightly different lines at the beginning there. Zoman, a little bit of a more direct line. Quick Racer maybe getting some more speed out of it. Zoman a little bit higher. Both of them pretty much doing the same there. Quick Racer sets up a little bit wider. There are very minuscule line differences that I'm not even sure are mattering that much. That is a massive line difference, though. I'm surprised we are still seeing that. And Zoman does this. That's where Quick Racer's losing his time. Zoman does that very low line there, which does help save time because the speed gets reset at those boosters anyway. These are very close runs, and wow, even with the speed reset, Zoman has something at the end there. Or Quick Racer messed up, because actually the 48.2 is not a very good run. So Quick Racer, oh, both of them reset right at the first pillar. Have probably one more chance to reset at this pillar, and then it's going to be game over. Both of them make it through the pillar this time. Quick Racer, the one that needs an improvement, and he's already being passed by Zoman. Probably not the greatest start to this run. Trying to make up for it by going very low there, and does actually get some good speed. Quick Racer has already said GG mid-run here, but he's still gonna, seems like, take this to the end. But it looks like, yeah, and especially with Zoman passing, I think we might as well just say congrats, Zoman, on your 20th Cup of the Day win. Joining Kern Cop and Mackie with that prestigious milestone. Quick Racer with a big comeback right at the end of the track here. Don't think it's going to make up for the bad beginning, though. Oh, it was an improvement from Quick Racer, actually, to the 0.0, but Zoman building some more space anyway, getting the 0.7. Thank you guys for watching. If you want to see all the stats and results for Zeepkist Cup of the Day history, I always post the link to my spreadsheet in the description below. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye!